Okay, my wife arrived at a conclusion, and it was a really, really good idea. And it's something, this kind of hurts to give. It really does. Hopefully one day it will be mine, but we're going to see how this works out. So let's go do this. Oh, hey, guys.
Hello.
All right, I got something for you. What was it?
Oh,
Falling over a
come
dog.
here. Protect me. What do you have?
All right, you're the rightful winner.
Ooh, you got a bill. Oh! Oh, she's trying to get it.
to be the winner.
Damn! Wow.
Don't let him have that.
It's been modified.
What
Custom with it.
Oh,
That's the perfect.
what an honor.
Does it not fit? Are you too thick?
You have to make it.
Jeremy got his.
You gotta put a
Driving champion. Wow. So how do you win this back?
challenges.
Because I got you on the J turns.
Yes. Well, that was a whole challenge. All right.
Okay, so it's got to be a whole. This is a challenge build.
He was faster than the
Yes.
Mustang, though.
Had we
We have
presented-
a Mustang challenge. Would you like me to bring it back up here?
possibly.
That would
We could
actually
do
be
a
autocross.
karting challenge. We can do other driving challenges.
You could have
It
a
could be
knife
whatever.
throwing
Oh. Well, that's not really driving.
redo.
I'm happy
That should be
doing
just
that.
like a man
What if you're
challenge.
driving and you
Clearly,
put
he
knives
won't
out
be
the
looking
window?
out for
Jeremy,
this.
You drive.
I don't want to impress everybody on camera right now.
Oh God, I don't want to be here for that knife.
Hold Holly here.
Ollie, stay back.
Okay, let's see about this.
I don't.
Give it all the snaz.
So, brother, any shirts I can harm in this?
I mean, all of them have shirts.
I don't know if I should go like.
Not like that.
Go for
How
that.
sharp is this puppy?
If it ricochets and kills me, I'm gonna be.
I don't know if I'm the right distance. The one's up there. This one's good. I'm not gonna miss. What do these guys think?
I mean, I hope you hit the box.
Damn it! It always hits sideways.
Bedazzled. Wow. Impressive. I put my knife up on your head.
Ah. How scared he got? Play that back in slow mo and watch his face.
That's like slow mo. Whoa! Dang.
Even Holly was impressed.
Hey guys, welcome back to Fasterproms YouTube channel. We are here with the Porcopotamus, and that is our 2015 Escalade with an LT4 blower on it. We got heads and cam on this. This is truly my wife's daily driver, and I mean it really is, okay? I've been accused so many times that it's not, and I'm telling you, it is. And she's been begging for more boost for a while. Now, you guys have been watching that. You know, she was asking for more boost. It doesn't make a lot of boost, but we're doing everything we can to really maximize this platform. So my wife, without even asking me, went and bought the lower balancer to get a couple more pounds of boost out of this thing. Kind of shocked me, kind of a little weird, but I'm glad we did it, and it's gonna make some more power. So let's get to this, and let me show you some stuff. Okay, so we're hoping with this pulley we gain about another 2 pounds of boost. Now, with that though, as we go up in boost, we're now pushing on our fuel system. So just as we raise the boost pressure up 2 pounds, we have dropped 2 pounds in the rail. So thus we are going to be running out of fuel system sooner. We're going to try and make as much power as we can on 93, even though our E85 content is going to be limited. But coming up very shortly, we have some stuff to be able to fix that as well.
This is what the balancer looks like. This is the balancer that came off of the car, and this is a very similar one, not exactly the same, but it's about a 10% bigger. So you can see the difference in the overall diameter right there. So what we're doing by doing that is that we are driving the blower more. So down in there, you can see that we have our Innovators West pulley right there.
So that is going to drive our overall setup another 10% higher RPM. We have the smallest pulley that we have on here from ADM, and ADM has a fantastic kit in order to swap this blower onto an Escalade or any other later model vehicle. Before we were making about 7.5 pounds of boost. We're hoping to be able to somewhere in that 9.5 range. So very early on this channel, we had done some early modifications of what my wife didn't know about, and then she eventually found out, and then we started to build it more and more and more and more. So check out some of those previous episodes of this build. It's been a hell of a lot of fun. This thing even pulled the wheels at the track, and then we shortly blew the drive shaft out of it. It was a lot of fun. So before, our Escalade had made about 660 horsepower and roughly about 630 pound-feet of torque, averaged amongst a couple of different runs here. So let's see what this thing does with a couple more pounds of boost. All right, so before we get started, I wanted to remind you guys that now through the end of May, we are giving back to those of you that have supported us through our merchandise sales, and we are giving away 2 HP Tuners MPVI2. That's this little guy right here. This thing just goes ahead, plugs in. All right, so within a couple moments, we're ready and already data logging. This is a super awesome opportunity in order to get an MPVI2. Those are about a $400 value, and they are the premier software in order to tune an OEM engine management car. So check that out. Check out the link in the description below. Okay, so right there we have our new run, which is the lower run. That is a 3rd gear run versus a 4th gear run. So right now I'm just doing some preliminary pulls, trying to get the air fuel in the ballpark. It's a little bit less load on the engine. I'm just trying to take it easy with it, you know, with a couple extra pounds of boost. I want to make sure it's not going to spark knock. I just got to make some adjustments. So the LT engines are really specific on what they like to see for fuel pressure, and they change the injection timing a lot. And the injection timing really affects a whole lot of things. Okay, so right here we have our commanded fuel pressure. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bump that up. Load versus RPM. So I'm gonna bump this up, and we're gonna try and get a little bit more fuel support there, even though our fuel pressure was dropping at the top. Okay, so we just did a 639 horsepower and 619 pound-feet of torque on that run. That is our red run. That's our first 4th gear pull right there. So guys, I wanted to share with you what I'm going through right there. So that is our commanded fuel pressure is 24 megapascals, but our commanded is not matching our actual. So there is the rail pressure right there. So we're pretty close right there, but as we go up in the RPMs, it starts to diminish. Right, starting about there, that's 5,800 RPM, and as we get a little higher up, there's 6,000, 6,300 right there. We have a pretty disparaging difference. All right, being smack dab in the middle of a fuel crisis, we decided it would be in our best decision to really just hit it straight forward, and we're going to, well, we put the fuel system in. This is a supplemental fuel system. We're using a Bosch 044 pump. Kind of tap into the tank right there. Comes on with about a 5-pound hob switch. Goes straight in and tees into the factory fuel line right there. So we should be able to support a lot more with that. So we're going to redyno this thing on 93, try and make sure we get all our injection timing stuff figured out, and then finally we're going to be able to hit this thing with full E85. All right, the good news is that our fuel system is working and working well. What we also found out when we pulled fuel out of the tank is that there was some water in there. It's kind of some crud and contaminated junk. So we got that out of there, and now we've got some fresh, clean fuel. We got 93 in there, and we are running it as is right now. So let's check this out. The fuel pressure before was dropping down to about 38 PSI. And as we get into it right there, 108 PSI. Freaking nuts, man. We aren't gonna have any sort of fuel deficiency anytime soon here. All right, guys, I wanted to reiterate, we are on pump gas right now. So this is actually a very decent power. That was 649 horsepower on pump gas with the new fuel system. We have plenty of fuel, so the big push is what can we do on E85. So that's what we're looking forward to right there. So let's try and, we're gonna probably round out everything right about there on the 93 octane. I do believe I did encounter some knock right there. So now we have reached our ceiling. We know, hey, this is as far as we can go on 93 right there. So let's go with the E85.
Hit 126 on the DB thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
126.
That's the highest we've ever hit. Okay, so 126 decibels is what my wife just told me that we hit on the decimal meter.
Loud, Jeremy.
That is, that's 1 decibel higher, which it's not linear. It doesn't work that way that I thought. So we could be sitting here talking and it's like 75 decibels. However, from like 110 to 120 is an insane sound difference. So that's crazy. 126, that's like the loudest thing we've ever had. Think about Leroy blowing freaking the rafters and stuff coming down with open turbo stuff at 75, 8,000 RPM. I mean, Neighbor, tons of other customer cars, open header cars, and this is loudest. That's crazy. But good news, that is the most power that we've hit, 651 horsepower. Please bear with me, the wind is kicking up pretty good. So everything is pretty tweaked. That's, I believe, about as far as we've ever gone on 93 octane. The bottom end torque is up a little bit. We are picking up a very substantial amount of bottom end mid-range. Our tack is acting up. I'm gonna try and go fix this guy up, and let's freaking get this E85 in here, man. This E needs to really wake this pig up. It's like the steroids for this old girl. All right, that is looking very promising. 674 horsepower, very pleased with that. Finally, something really good. Up top, we picked up about 26 horsepower. That looks really good. Air fuel is spot on. We're not stressing whatsoever the fuel system at all. So that is a major, major step in the right direction. So close to 700, man. We were hoping it was going to be able to happen, but so we got the most E85 we'd be able to have in here is about 62%. Nice pickups all the way through. I mean, we've got some areas right here that we've picked up well over almost 40 wheel horsepower. With our 60% of E85, we picked up about 36 peak horsepower. 30s all the way through the curve. Really, really, really solid gains. Hopefully we can run a little bit more here. We've almost got this fuel tank full, so I don't think we're really going to be able to push that percentage up any higher, but that is going to be that's going to be a lot better. Even though our peak number isn't that much greater than the highest number we've ever hit, the bottom end of mid-range torque is certainly going to be a very solid pickup there. So that's definitely a benefit. We did see a little bit over 10 pounds of boost, so I think I was wrong on the boost before. I'll have to go back and check. I don't remember what we made before, but right now we're just a shade over 10, maybe 11. The gauge that we had right here maxed out at 10, so we believe it's somewhere about 10.5 to 11. But awesome, awesome, awesome. Really, really happy that we finally got some progress, man. It didn't really look good there for a while, but whew. Well, let's see what this extra boost is all about.
It is just blowing the tires off the car, though.
I think it's actually fairly noticeable. I mean,
what? I mean, it feels good.
I don't know if you guys ever seen that meme of that chunky little kid that's like so happy and all that. There's a meme that basically says, anytime I go under an overpass, I rip the throttle, and this is how it makes me feel.
That was so loud.
Yes, it was. So we don't often run around with the cutouts open, but it makes just a little bit more power with the cutouts open. I don't remember how much exactly it was, but it wasn't like a lot.
I just want to say I am not sorry for spending your money, my money, our money.
You're a dork. All right. Well, all right. I'm glad that my wife did the pulley, because it really does make a difference. I mean, this is probably the fastest this thing has felt. I mean, the only thing I can possibly think about is when we had this thing in maybe 40-degree weather or something like that. I mean,
it feels fast.
Yeah,
like
it's like
fast.
90-something degrees, and it feels pretty good. Then you go through tires way fast.
Liam and I are going to do some burnouts tonight.
Yeah.
All right. This is a totally optimized setup. I think there's not much really more that we can do to this Porcopotamus. We're really pushing this LT4 blower about as far as we can possibly push it. We need to try and get this thing back to the track.
I think there is something we could do to it.
Put nitrous on it?
Not nitrous. Bigger blower.
Oh, our freaking cutout is stuck. We need you to rescue us on the cutout. Dang freaking cutout life. You know, sometimes this thing, like, it'll just stay closed or stay open, and it's kind of irritating. But I hope you guys enjoyed the Porcopotamus. It's been a while since it's been on the channel. This thing is a blast, and I'm glad it's making a little bit more power than what we had before. It is a very unassuming, it's a sleeper, so maybe we might cross paths on the street, maybe not.
It's not a sleeper with a cutout.
No, with the cutout open, it's most definitely not a sleeper. So, guys, thanks for watching. God bless you. We'll see you next time.
And we're gonna do some gnarly burnouts.
Gnarly burnouts.